Yet another random video, and yes, it is a random video. So I'm just going to close this up a bit, and I am in my silver cabin, and I just finished work, and it's pretty good. And I'm going to be turning on my air conditioner, and hold on here. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. It's not going to. It'll take a little while for it to cool off, to start cooling off. It doesn't cool off the whole van, but what it does is I can have it pointed at me and it's nice and cool. It is, yeah, I've mentioned it before. It isn't I guess a typical air conditioner where it cools off the entire room. It's actually an air conditioner that is a spot cooler. It's more of, oh yeah, it's exactly like a spot cooler. It's a total spot cooler. So in the background, I've got my fan running and I've got my AC, my 12 volt AC air conditioner, and it's pointed right at my back right now. And can I tell you something? It's just the best thing, one of the best things, especially that it's super, it was hot today. It's really hot today. And tomorrow's going to be just as bad, apparently. And it's going to be really humid. So I'm not sure how anyone without an air conditioner is going to fare. I'm sure that, you know, I think maybe are we spoiled? I'm not sure, right? But I know for me, an AC is almost one of those things, like it's a must-have. And I know when I do my next van build, it's definitely going to have an AC, maybe exactly the same as this one. I'm thinking of picking up a second unit. I'm looking at the 24 volt one. This one here is 1500 BTU. It's by a company called Rigid HVAC. So for the record, they're not a sponsor of mine. I happen to get a hold of one of their machines, one of their air conditioners, 12 volt air conditioners, and it is just awesome. It's a great spot cooler. Not as expensive as the other ones that are out there right now that are going for $1,500, $2,000, that kind of thing. But this one here works really well. So yeah, so today's random video is, I don't know, I'm just sitting down in my van, just chilling out. It's after work and I'm just relaxing, and I'm realizing that one of my, up here, okay, one of my lights, it needs to be charged up. So hold on one second, okay? I'm just gonna get this. Okay, so where is the part where I charge it? This one here. So I've got this thing here. It's actually a book light, and as a book light, it works great for books, but it also works great for anywhere in the van because it's got this thing where you can clip it on anywhere. And it's really handy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just take this off the USB there. Whoops, sorry. And I am going to connect it. Put this USB here. And we're going to connect it so that the next time we use it, it will have some power, because the battery just ran out on it. It's rechargeable, which is really amazing. It lasts for about 40 hours on medium or low, I believe it is. But right now it's charging, and see, woohoo! Look at that, huh? You guys remember that movie called The Extraterrestrial? If you do, then that's wonderful. E.T., go home. Sorry, I couldn't resist. There's probably a few of you that don't know what that's about. Huh, my hair. Yeah, I need a haircut. Oh, there you go. Well, I'm not sure. I might get a haircut. I'm thinking of getting a haircut because I'm looking like a total hippie, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But I kind of like my hair long. I just feel really, I don't know, I just feel really connected with everything. And I don't know if it's, you know, I'm not into the whole hocus pocus kind of thing, or, you know, woo kind of thing. I'm not into that. I just feel better with longer hair. Granted, it does take more time to deal with. So that's my hair. Okay, so what am I going to talk about in today's random video? Well, part of it will be why I should turn off my light, okay, while it's charging. The other one is, oh, why not? I'm going to talk about basically the weather. The weather, it's going to be very hot tomorrow. It's going to be extremely humid. And now I'm talking in relative terms right now because I don't know when I'm going to be posting this random video. So by the time I post it, it could be totally raining and freezing. I don't think I'm going to post it during winter time. I'm going to be posting it during summertime. But we're heading into summer, and it's really hot already. And I actually don't mind because right now I'm doing perfectly fine with my AC, and I've got a playlist for that. If you're interested, you can have a look at the playlist. It goes through all the stuff that I went through in terms of, putting together a small area at the back of my van. It's way back there, okay, right behind me, okay, you see it, where the hose is emanating from, sticking out. And that's a really good place for it because I didn't know where I would place this thing because it has to be vented out. And it just happens that the dimensions of this AC happens to fit in the dimensions of that window. So it's fully vented out. I also have a water collection system, like a little reservoir, so that I don't get Legionnaire's disease. I think that's what it's called, or infection. So the water, it's vented out. There's water that evaporates, and it's just working really well. Like right now, I'm actually I'm great. Like it's not super cold, but I'm comfortable, and it also helps that I have my window is cracked open a bit. Now at nighttime, let's say I'm going to be sleeping in my van. Let's say I'm going to be sleeping in my van, and it's hot. I will have that side window open, although it's like blocked off by the air conditioner. It has to be open so that the exhaust will come out, and then I will have the back window open. I will have my fan on, and I have that thing pointed at me, and it's just enough to keep me cool, and it's just enough to keep everything comfortable. And if there's a slight breeze, then even better, right? It goes through the van. So I always keep the two windows just slowly cracked open, right? Depending where I am. Like if I'm in for example, if I'm in a driveway or something, that's easier to sleep there than maybe out in the city, out somewhere, parked somewhere at the side alley, which I've only done once, and it wasn't for a very long time. So it really depends on your situation. For example, I work full time, and I'm looking towards heading out west and doing everything I can to work hard, save my money, and certainly uh, be judicious in my spending and what I spend on this van, because it can add up, right? So at this point, my viewpoint is if I can save a little more each month, then I'm going to get closer to my goals, right? So anytime I spend anything on this van, you could be sure that I've already thought about it, and in some cases, it was actually, some stuff does get gifted to me, which is, again, not expecting it, but totally appreciating it when somebody does that, and that's always a good thing, right? So yeah, we were talking about sleeping, right? So uh, all kinds of ways to do this. For example, if you are full time and you can drive around without having to be within an area, tethered to an area, then great for you. Some of us can't do that. Some of us have a home base or an actual like home house, right? And you've got a mortgage, or you're renting it, or you're renting somewhere, or you've got a room that you're renting, right? I know some of my friends, they rent a room that's maybe $500 a month. That's all they need. They have a driveway, and they work full time, and that's good for them. I know others who opted to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to live full time, 100% in my van, and work full time. And if you could do that, then great. Some people can, and some people won't, or can't, or they're not in that circumstance, or they have a better circumstance where, yeah, they do have a home, or they do have a home base, and they're planning this stuff out. And it really doesn't matter what your situation is in terms of you know the context of your life. I don't think it's anyone's business, right? Uh, there's just so many other things that you should worry about, or think about, other than you know who's doing what. Like, I think what's most important is you have these goals that you want to meet. And you're doing what you need to do to get to those goals, to have the kind of life that you want, right? And that's different for everybody. it's totally different for everybody. I mean, what makes me happy is maybe something that you find incredibly silly or don't even think I should be happy about, right? And vice versa. I think you should respect people's decisions, unless of course it's really bad or stupid in terms of just it harms people or it harms themselves, right? So, but I won't get into that. Yeah. So the bugs are out as well. So I have these bug screens that I created last year, and they have been so incredibly useful. When I went to Algonquin Park, when I would park anywhere where there's bugs, I just open them. Usually when you roll down your front window, the bugs come in. For in this case here, these I shaped them for the front window, the passenger and the driver's side window, and the bug screen keeps all the bugs out, which is fantastic. And then I have the side door. I have a curtain, a bug curtain, a mosquito curtain screen, and that also keeps the bugs out. I can keep everything open, but usually I usually keep the front open, and there's some privacy there, and it's really useful. Now, if I were let's say at a truck stop or in the city or anywhere where I'm kind of like weary about the area, I won't do that. I will usually there's not too many bugs at that point, so I'll just crack open the window and that's about it. For example, I slept at a rest area, and while I was sleeping there, I just heard some really bad yelling. Some people were like getting into a scuffle, and I just I wasn't gonna wait to find out what was going on. I just said, I think it's time for me to go. So I just drove away quietly and just went to the next rest area, and that was much better. So that was always good. But yeah, going back to goals and working full time, and you know figuring out where you're going to live or where you're going to stay, where you're going to sleep. There's so many ways to go about it. I mean, if you have the circumstance or the scenario or the wherewithal, I love that term, wherewithal. Then you own a home, or you have access to a home, or access to a place, or you're renting a place, then good for you, right? Because that gives you certain amenities, for example, the showers and the washrooms and the baths and maybe a little kitchenette, that kind of thing. So that's always a good thing. But if you are living full time in your van, it's a little more challenging, obviously, right? And I think that there's something to be said about that. Um, and definitely you're going to be saving a lot more money as well. There are some inconveniences. I've seen scenarios where you know having a shower is the most amazing thing in the world. There's a fellow by the name of Chrome, and he's with Vanlife. He runs a channel called Vanlife. You should check it out. It's a really, really good. I like it. It's a really good channel. He talks about everything. He's got an incredibly, just really dynamic way about his videos, and obviously he's gotten very good at it. If you look at his older videos, they've changed, and so have mine. My videos have changed. They're so much different now, um, and I think that's just part and parcel of how this stuff works, right? There will always be this sort of evolution, this change that's going to happen when you're doing this kind of stuff, right? Oh my goodness! I just saw some. Oh no, it's okay. I thought I wasn't recording at all. Because when I'm looking at my phone, it's usually like, forget it. I'm definitely recording. Definitely recording. Why do I do this to myself? And I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yes. So Vanlife, check it out. You might like it. And then the other person that I follow is Forest. That guy cracks me up. It just has this incredible way about him as well. They're two totally different people. Like Forest is one way, Chrome is another way, and it's just they're both on opposite ends in terms of charisma, but both of them have a lot of charisma, and I completely enjoy it thoroughly their their channels. So if you haven't heard of them, check them out. They've got a couple of 100,000 subscribers, and I really love seeing them succeed. And I find it very inspirational. And I hope you like my stuff too. I hope you like my stuff, but that's okay if you don't. That's okay too. Um, I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because I can. It's a great way for me to sort of look back. I know for me right now, when I look back at all my videos from like a couple of years ago, or rather a year and a half ago, I'm thinking, yeah, I remember what I was doing then, and that's why I'm doing this. I definitely am not doing this because I want to be a super duper millionaire. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that with this channel. I probably will make more money working at a fast food restaurant in a given month than trying to rely on YouTube, because I just don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to do any of that stuff at this time. Maybe that'll change, I'm not sure. And if it doesn't, that's fine as well, right? So that's where I'm at right now. Couple of things. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome. Three things I want to tell you. One is I've got a new t-shirt design. I haven't like announced it or anything. I just sort of like uploaded it. It's a different design altogether. So if you click on the link, if you go on my main page, the top right hand corner, if you're on the if you're in the browser, desktop, top right, or you can go to the about, and there's my links are there. It's the merch, Silver Cabin merch. You can buy stickers, t-shirts, that kind of stuff to support me if you like my stuff, right? And if you click on it, you'll see the new design. I really like it. It's a completely different look and style, but it's very chill, and I'm completely enjoying that. The other thing is that I wanted to tell you is, oh yes, if you ever get a, like if you're ever contacted by somebody who is pretending to be me, or rather who's saying that they're me, it's via like Telegram saying that you won something, that's probably not me. If you're in doubt, contact me directly from this channel, okay? And then I'll be able to respond to you. Optionally, get into a video phone call. And because that's what happened with me. Somebody contacted me pretending there was somebody else, and just at the last minute I realized this is a scam, and I saved myself a couple of $100. And certainly that, so many scammers out there, but you got to be really careful. You got to be really careful. So that's the second one. The third one, I can't seem to remember the third one. The third one, oh yes, the third one. The third one is I finally have a van tour. I'm working on this van tour. I think it looks really good. I'm trying to figure out whether I should set it up as a premiere so that we all kind of look at it and we all talk about it after. But I don't know how good that's going to be. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to see if I can set it up as a premiere. Maybe it'll work. I'm not sure. And finally, this is going to be number 4. So you got a bonus. You got the 3 and the bonus 1. Is I am going to have another live stream, probably in the middle of June, and just to sort of reconnect with everybody. I might try a few live streams before that, just to sort of test it out. And if it works out, then great. Otherwise, I'll give people advance notice, okay, that I'm going to do a live stream. That way, maybe we can all connect, okay? And that's about it. If there's anything else, I can't remember. I got a few other things I want to talk about, but mostly that it's going pretty good so far. Relative to the state of the world, my life is amazing. It really is. It's not perfect, that's for sure. And I've got my own issues in terms of my health, in terms of my family, my relationships, things like that, which I don't talk about in this channel because it's neither here nor there at this point. Anyway, guys, I am really hoping to head out west at some point. I'm completely losing my mind thinking about it, and if I can certainly do it like soon, I'm going to do it, and hopefully I can bring you guys with me. Oh yes, and this van, and it's working amazingly well. I'm actually getting worried. It's like, why is it working so well? What happened here, right? So um, I would love to take this van out there, out west, but I'm not sure. There's a part of me that's thinking, well, it'll make it out there. Like, it's approaching about it's about over 250,000 kilometers on this van, and I'm not sure if it'll actually go another 5,000 kilometers, because I think it's about 3,000 kilometers out west, right? So it's going to be a total 6,000, 5,000, 6,000 trip, round trip. And if I drive around that area, probably another 7,000 kilometers. And I guess if I could squeeze that out, it'd be fantastic. Otherwise, we'll see where I end up, right? That's how this life works.